From Hamilton Radio Studios, from 206 to the 609 and beyond, it's WTF with Tracy and Friends. The most fun you can have on a Wednesday, with your clothes on. Now, the 2023 nominee for Best Female Podcast Host, Tracy Brannigan.
What's up, little effers? Thank you for coming back. It is WTF with Tracy and Friends. I'm Tracy, and this is my friend,
Hello.
John Zanito,
Hello.
Also my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, last day of July. Heading into August, going strong with the heat wave.
Ridiculous.
Another heat wave. I love it.
Oh, I hate it.
I love it.
That's
Love the
worst.
heat. I can't take the cold anymore.
You're getting old.
I mean, I'm getting old. I can't take the cold.
Is it like because your knees are hurting, like arthritis is setting in?
No, I
or
get
just,
cold. My
you just
feet
don't
get
like
cold. I don't. It's freezing inside the house with the air conditioning on, and everywhere you go, it's freezing, and I don't like it. I want to be on a beach in the sun, you know, with my ass in a beach chair and my toes in the sand. I don't know.
Some people.
Maybe
yeah.
a drink in my hand.
Maybe. Just maybe.
I don't know. And it's funny, Bob can't take the heat. Like I said, you're getting old. What are we gonna do? Like, where are we gonna live? I can't live.
Yeah,
in
where are you
New
going to
Jersey.
retire to?
I cannot stay in New Jersey. Too cold. I can't do it. We're gonna have to be snowbirds. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll go south for the winter, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I think that's your best bet.
Well, I hope my kids are successful and we can go live with them
There you
half
go.
the year.
There you go.
Come on, guys, get it together. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to the show. Super producer Ruben Rodriguez will be joining us on the panel as well. I forgot our WTF, what's the flavor? We were going to do Olipop sodas again. I'm determined to find one that's palatable, frankly. I mean, we've tried the ginger ale, a couple other flavors. They've all been disgusting so far.
But aren't these pretty popular beverages?
They are. I don't know who's drinking them.
Are people saying they like them because it's trendy? You think it's good, so like, oh yeah, this is good.
Apparently, they are god awful. Sorry, Olipop and Poppy sodas. But I will say, I do really still want to do the head-to-head challenge, like with the cola flavors.
Oh, yeah, we didn't forget about that.
I just can't find the Poppy cola. So I was able to secure the Olipop colas. But if anybody sees the Poppy brand colas, let me know where you find them. I have the Olipop. I need the Poppy brand.
Poppy, okay.
Yeah, the Poppy cola.
Poppy's-
So I had
Hey.
two flavors that I was chilling to bring tonight, but I left them in the beer fridge because my regular refrigerator broke. And that's a whole nother.
I hear you. Hey, Trace, what do you think about this? You know, with the colas, right? You know, some of them have, like, just funny names to them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we should do that maybe one day. Just take the flavor of the funniest names of sodas. You know, like Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder.
That's my nickname in college.
That's supposed to be Walmart's version of Dr. Pepper.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You know, I had RC the other day.
RC.
Sunday, we went to Papa's Tomato Pies.
Oh, okay.
And they
Yeah.
serve RC.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It was
RC.
so good. It was. I mean, is it that good, or just because I haven't had like actual soda in so long? It
Oh
was
yeah,
so
if you
good.
haven't had soda in a while, I like it, but definitely it's.
What
you
a
haven't had
treat
soda.
between the
Yeah.
RC
See.
soda and the tomato pie. Wow.
Yeah.
They also have the good red cream
The
soda
red
too.
cream. Cole gets that every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every
The red
week.
cream
I'm
soda
a
and
fan of that.
because you know between we have Coke, Pepsi, and RC, and RC is like one of those brands that used to be a namesake in the '80s and even early '90s.
Yeah,
you know,
real cream.
and somehow it just fell off. Yeah,
Do they still bottle it, or is it just in like restaurants?
I think-
I've not seen it
I'm
in
not sure.
bottle.
You can find it in
the bottle.
grocery stores.
oh, you can.
Yeah, like 2
Interesting.
liters. I don't know if they do like. I think
Yeah.
only in 2 liters, maybe cans,
Maybe.
but it's limited.
Limited, right?
Because that's the thing. It's like they small distribution. Coke and Pepsi just outgrew them. And
Are they a local brand? Like,
maybe
okay.
regional,
I don't
maybe
think so.
regional, because I didn't see them in the South. like in Georgia, North
Right.
Carolina.
Nobody knows anything
Yeah.
about RC. Cola.
RC.
Is it
And-
local? We want to know.
And here's
Inspiring minds want to know.
And here's another no-name brand, if you remember, going back again, 80s, 90s, Shasta.
Shasta. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember the Shasta.
You remember the Shasta? Used to get it for like a quarter, the can, like at
Shasta.
the flea
Correct me
market.
if I'm wrong, but wasn't that diet soda that was sugar-free, right? Shasta?
It could have been sugar-free, or they had both. I think they had regular on both. Yeah,
I feel like
because they were popular in the flea
I
markets.
had Shasta recently in the hospital, like Shasta ginger ale.
Ginger ale, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know they still made it.
Yeah, Shasta.
Little Shasta. But it was sugar-free.
Sugar-free, yeah.
I was wondering,
They
is
probably-
Shasta always sugar-free?
I don't, because I used to drink it when I was a kid, because because they did used to sell it in the supermarkets, and my parents were like flea market freaks, so every time we go like Columbus or any local flea markets,
up.
they used to get at the the food venue. I was trying to get the word out, and there'll be Shasta, and it'd be like 50 cents, for the can or something like that, or you get the big thing or the drink out of the fountain soda for like $1 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. It was one of those. I used to call them the ghetto drinks because you never really see them in the fancy restaurants.
Right. We never really, my mom never really bought soda, right? She never got soda, but she would always get the powdered iced tea.
Yes.
Like
Powdered
the
iced tea.
Montco brand.
Monco,
powdered
right?
iced
It's tea. Monco.
And we grew up on that,
Which
Oh,
is
wow.
far better than the 4C. Because
Oh.
like the 4C was like the name brand iced tea mix.
No,
I think she got it one time like, this is awful. Like, bring them up.
I didn't realize because we used to get like the ShopRite brand.
Well, we didn't stop at ShopRite then. She was like a Pathmark.
Pathmark.
Oh, Pathmark. Oh,
was
okay,
a
yeah, I forgot
Pathmark
Pathmark.
shopper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Pathmark was
Yep.
pretty
And
big
she
in
would
there.
we didn't have soda often, but
Yeah.
from the Liberty Thriftway, RC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The Riftway.
And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
their version of
RC.
that was the Diet Right.
Oh yeah, Diet Right.
Was,
Yeah,
was
right.
their diet.
That-
So
Oh, Diet Right was RC?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that now.
Oh
Okay.
man, well, it brings
Trip-
back some
little
memories.
Trip down
Yes.
memory lane,
Right,
guys,
yeah.
For us
Thriftway.
old
Thriftway.
Which brings me to, I wanted to talk about the Olympics. But
Yeah.
What is the first Olympics that you remember? Was it the '84 Olympics?
Well,
for
In
me,
LA?
it is. Yeah.
I mean,
07.
we're not too far apart, But only one I be honest with you, I can remember just watching some Olympics. I wasn't really into it and everything because I didn't realize how big it was. And when I actually got a job in 1996 at the Atlanta Olympics, believe it or not, my grandmother has some pull for some
Yeah?
reason. Oh yeah.
What'd you
yeah.
do at the Atlanta
Oh,
Olympics?
Well, I'm gonna give you a little short, preview.
Okay.
I was supposed to get a job at some. I was looking for a job at an architecture firm, and I couldn't find one. And then at Mercer County Community College, they asked me to work there, and I was like, well, I didn't want to do that. And then my grandmother in March said, what do you think about staying down here for about 3 or 4 months and working for the Olympics, preparations and all that? And I said, well, I'm not sure about it. My grandmother was something else because like 2 weeks later, she goes, young man, I got you a job at the Olympics and you're going to come down here and stay with me. And I was like, my grandma, when did I agree to that?
It doesn't matter, young man. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
She
So-
went through the trouble to get you that
the
job.
Anyway,
You're
right?
going.
So I was going. So I told my mom, I said, what will we do? She goes, well, I don't know. I said, your grandmother, she went through all that trouble to get you the job. So I hop on the train because I'm not really a flyer, as you guys know. And as soon as I got to my grandmother's house, I walked in the door. The phone rang. Literally, when I walked in, and it was the we call them the Olympic Committee, OC. I forgot the initial acronyms. But anyway, they had said that they got a job for me at Olympic Stadium. So I was like, oh, that's really awesome. But here's the thing: when you're in Atlanta and you haven't really been there since you're like way high and all,
Yeah.
you realize all the street names are the same and you get lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and some of the stations, and I got confused between a bus stop and a train station because someone said, yeah, they forgot to leave out some other vital information. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're not supposed to go to, such and such station. You're supposed to go to the street. And because I said, well, they said just go to, I think it was Avondale or something like that. And I was like, okay. So I get off there in Avondale. It was all like suburban and everything. I'm like, where do I go? So I asked Stacy that. He said, yeah, I'm looking for Ronstadt. And Ronstadt is going to be a hard job. I say, oh, yeah. So I called him. I said, hey, I took the train. I'm not from here. Where do I go? He goes, oh, you're supposed to come here on Peachtree Street Center Northwest. And I was like, well, how many Peachtree Streets?
How many are there? There's north,
northwest, southwest, east, west.
Right.
Shamongo. So finally, I get down there. The guy goes, well, unfortunately, since, you came late, but it's not all fault of your own that you missed that opportunity. But we do have an opening where you can meet the athletes as they come in at the airport. And you can lead them to get registered and sign in and
You're
everything.
Like a greeter?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was a greeter. And so I got to meet the greet. I even got to hold the torch.
No way.
Yes.
You have photos of that?
I did, but unfortunately, I was going to lead into that later, but I'll digress for a second. I had the pictures, and it was one of those little $5, $10 cameras, and I was taking pictures of the rings and everything, and someone stole my camera.
Oh,
Yeah, I even called the police. I was like, someone stole my camera, and I was like, yeah.
Your disposable camera?
Yeah. Somebody stole my, I was like, who was still
Put
a
the
$10?
APV out for Ruben's disposable camera.
Yeah, from 1996, 28 years ago.
APV.
I remember the police, the lady at the police said, oh, I'm sorry, honey. If it's just, there's no way we could
The
find that.
Olympics are in town.
Yeah. I didn't think somebody distracted me and just swiped my camera, and then they probably realized, oh, it's just a $5.
Another camera.
$5. It wasn't nothing expensive, and everything.
That's a shame, Ruben.
And I was pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
Because because what happened was, I'll tell you how I got to hold the torch.
What happened was,
Yeah.
Go ahead. What happened?
I was at the airport, and someone said, yeah, the guy that was running with the torch was going to be at the airport near Wendy's and ATL, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, oh, man. I said, well, screw it. If I got to take another half-hour extended lunch period, I will, right? So
I'll do anything to see that torch go by.
That's right. So I went into the airport. There was a guy standing there. And, of course, my supervisor's right there, too, right? He goes, isn't your lunch break over like 30 minutes ago? I said, yeah, well, I'll make up for it later. I said, when did I get the chance to see the torch? And I said, this is just a temp job,
Right. It's not my career.
Exactly. I said, what are you going to do, not promote me? So the thing was quite heavy, actually. It was quite heavy. It's amazing that they run with that, with one hand.
Right.
And it does have some weight to it. I would say it weighs a good 30, maybe 40 pounds.
No way.
Yeah,
What?
it has some good weight to it.
Really?
Yeah, it has to
That
at least
much?
be 30 pounds. At least, if I'm wrong. But I know it had some weight to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because when he gave it to me, I was thinking it was some type of like this, lightweight and whole. So when he gave it to me, I was like, oh.
So get to the story. How did the Olympic torch get into your hands?
Okay, so when I went to the airport,
Uh-huh.
at the Wendy, I saw the guy at torch, and I just went to the guy and said, hey, is it possible I can hold that torch and my boss could take a picture? He goes, yeah, no problem, buddy. So I actually took the picture with the runner, and I got the torch in my hand like this,
how cool.
holding it.
Nice.
And
It's so heavy.
yeah, it was like really, it got some weight on it. Here I'm 19, and I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm actually holding the torch, and you could smell the fire and everything that was on it, and it was really awesome to actually hold the torch.
Very
Even though I'm non-consensual, to the thing. So it was really awesome, moment to do so.
Yeah.
And Tracy, you don't know how pissed I was that someone stole my camera. I was actually trying to track her down.
I bet. That's
Because I
really
said
sad.
her image still to this day, almost 30 years later.
Oh, you know who it was specifically who took your camera?
Oh, yeah. I said, if I ever see that lady's face again, I still haven't,
Well, hopefully karma took care of her.
Probably.
Hopefully karma
Because
did
I wanted
her
to show my
thing.
friends. I wanted to show my
Right.
mom, and everything. And of course, '96 we didn't have these.
Right, we didn't have cell phones
that
back
right
then.
there. So that's basically how I got to hold the torch and everything. And it was a awesome, moment to do so. And I said one day I'd like to, eventually maybe work at the Olympics again or something like that. So maybe I get a second chance.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
hope you do.
Well,
Well,
just
it's going to be
in
back
California.
In L.A.?
in
back
LA,
in LA.
2028
and then isn't it Salt Lake City? I heard?
winter,
That's a winter of
2029, I think, or
I feel
2030.
like-
It's-
and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a huge Olympic fan, but wasn't it just in Salt Lake City?
Yeah, it was.
02.
I know
Oh,
too.
two?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that went quick.
They could-
It feels
yeah.
like it was just
So with-
yesterday.
They can repeat different places after so many years.
And in fact,
I
they
think.
said that's what they're looking to do, is to have it more of a circuit of a handful of places to rotate.
Yeah.
There was only one contender. I think Salt Lake was the only candidate that asked for those games.
Oh,
so they
yeah.
awarded it to him.
Okay.
Because the
Yeah.
one before that, they still haven't named.
Name.
So,
Right.
so
Yeah.
a lot of, because it's a big money waste for a lot of these.
Place.
A
Yeah.
lot of
countries.
countries
Yeah.
that have it, that host it,
Yeah.
right?
Host it.
And
Oh, yeah.
then-
So that's why they're trying to tighten it up and make it
Right.
And you see
more
these
feasible.
Olympic villages where the athletes are staying are like just a dump. Like
Oh yeah,
complete
yeah, dumb.
and,
Oh yeah, they are. There was in the Olympic Village in Atlanta. It was kind of funny. They have like this. I remember meeting a couple of friends that I met there while I was doing the Olympics, and we went by Olympic Village to see if we could see some more athletes. We saw most of them come through.
Yeah.
And again, I wish you had these things,
I
back
know.
then.
How
Oh
cool would
man,
that have
it
been?
sucked. But I remember I was about to lead over to this fence, right? Because we were talking to some people, and I was leaning over. All I hear was scream out, "Don't touch the fence!" I'm like, "Why?" It's just the fence. And he goes, "It's electrified."
Oh,
I said, "Would it have been helpful to put like a
sign.
or something, and put like a little, like one of those little tiny gates down that
Yeah, a little.
that says warning,
Right.
don't lean on the fence." There's nothing there.
Well, we're glad you didn't touch the
That
fence.
fence, I know,
and
right?
We're glad you made it.
Man, yeah. So I got to tell you though, despite that one little mishap, I had a great time.
And you would do it again?
I would definitely do it again.
So
I'll
you
definitely
stayed with your grandma
Yep.
and just commuted.
commuted
every
back
day?
for, but
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie too. I was making some good money in '96 on the Olympics. I was making, and this is pretty good pay. I was making close to like $16 an hour.
Wow, back
And
then.
yeah,
So imagine what you can make when it's in LA in
Yeah.
2026.
6. Yeah. I'll just do it just because it's only like it's
should.
only 16 days,
Yeah, you
really.
should try it. Why not?
Except for the prep and everything. It was.
Now you were there
yeah,
in
yeah,
Atlanta
oh,
in
yeah.
'96 as well.
Well,
What did you
yeah,
do?
Rob, what'd you do?
So, our dad knew a guy who
Hmm.
was setting up a T-shirt and apparel business.
Merch.
Okay.
He was
Merchandise,
selling merch.
yeah, right.
Peddling
Okay.
merch at the
Peddling merch.
96
Ooh, I gotta get on that after you're done.
Olympics.
So he had this spot. It's this warehouse that they were turning into a retail store.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to sell wholesale as well. But you come in, have all the T-shirts, all the merchandise out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have people with carts loading up and going to selling at all these various venues around the city.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was me, 3 friends from high school, a friend from college. We drove down.
Oh, okay.
We got put on like the midnight shift, the graveyard shift.
Oh,
Where did you stay?
where's-
So in a
Yeah.
town south, I think it's outside of Atlanta, Riverton, Riverdale, something like that.
okay, yeah.
In this strip mall, like the back of it was like an old like office.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
So paneling, like the thin like commercial carpeting and mattresses on the floor in all these various rooms.
No
Way.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So then they would shuttle us in to the place. Now this place was right near, I think it's the MLK
Boulevard.
Peachtree Center,
Oh, okay.
the subway. the
Subway,
metro
some
stop.
stuff. Yep.
From there, they walk right by our place to go there, so it's gonna be busy, and we're gonna open 24 hours.
Ah,
So there's people all around. The day before, 2 days before everything started,
Mm-hmm.
they changed the route and what streets we blocked off. So now
Oh.
we had 0 foot traffic.
Oh, nobody.
So all
came
conspiracies about how that happened. So
Wow.
we were then still doing this, and midnight to noon,
Mm-hmm.
and for a few days we They had security guards there. They were young kids too, so we hung out with them. Really nothing to do since nothing was moving. The guys still went out and ladies went out with the carts and were selling stuff during the day, but we're like, we inside the air conditioning. We got through. So it was getting boring after a few days, and like we're just kind of done with it. One of the guys I was with was crushing boxes and in the dumpster, and he was on top of the box, like crushed them down the dumpster, smoking a cigarette. And one of the guys in charge, he's yelling like, "What the F is your problem? What are you smoking on the boxes? Like, you're burning the whole place down." He goes, "All right, sorry." So he flicks the cigarette onto a stack of wooden pallets. The guy's like, "Get the F out of here." So me and my buddy, we were working at the front of the store, which we saw no one. So we're in there, and the one kid comes and goes, "John, yeah, we're going to have to go." I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?"
We're going to have to go.
He's like, "Yeah," one of the kids was named John, too, goes, "John just got fired." He's like, we got to get out of here.
Oh.
I'm like, all right then.
Yeah.
We're back.
Go.
Drove back to the thing, packed up, and we drove out that night. And
Oh, man.
that night we're driving, I don't know where we were, on 95 heading back north. It was dark out, and we heard about the bombing.
Yeah, I was there.
yeah,
I was there for that.
That's the day we're driving home. The bombing happened that night.
Yeah.
We heard on the radio.
Man.
Could not believe it. We're like, wait, this can't be
Was
right.
that near where you were?
Oh.
I don't believe so.
No,
I don't believe it's not where our warehouse was.
Probably not because I believe it or not, I can actually two things. What John said, I can vouch for.
Yeah.
First thing I want to do is I'll tell you about the bombing first. You know, and then I was going to tell you about the merch. Oh man,
All right,
merch was
bombing
merch was like cash.
Yeah.
There, and I tell you, I want to get to that in a minute. But I remember I was leaving that night. I was at the Olympic Park, and I was leaving, and all I remember was I was headed back to the metro, subway station, and I remember this one lady, and at the time her young daughter, they were asking me where can I see the water, and the AT&T had the big screen at Olympic Park, so that's where I was at most of the time, besides the airport, and I said, yeah, sure. Just go down here. You go past the Swatch Tower, and you can see the big screen with the performances and all the other jazz. And when I get on the subway stops in the middle of one of the tunnels and everything. And then when I get home, we turn on TV. My grandmother was waiting for me. She says, yeah, the subway got delayed. She was like, she said, young man, I was so worried about you and everything. And, you okay? I said, yeah. I said, what happened? And I turned on the news. Oh, there was a bombing at Swatch Tower. And believe it or not, I was actually visited. To this day, I have a letter. I wish we were talking about this. I brought the letter in. I have a letter from the FBI because they have. I have pictures actually from the Olympics. That I do have. I just don't have my picture of.
You carry the torch.
The torch.
Oh.
I got everything but that.
Well, I'm glad you have some.
Yeah, I do have some
photos
photos of me being there. I even have a pass. I still have my ID pass and everything. And. Oh man, I wish I knew I was going to talk about this. I got a lot of stuff on this, Tracy. And I felt so bad. I said, Grandma, wow. She goes, what's wrong? I just told this lady and her daughter where to go past that Swatch Tower. I hope they're okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's where the bomb went off. And later, not to get too much at when I was at Mercer, I digress a little bit later. The FBI, one of the agents came and visited me at the school.
Really?
And they had this big binder of every book bag, pocketbook, purse made around the world. You name Michael Kors or whatever. They had. So I was looking through it, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we analyzed your pictures and stuff like that, and we can't give you back your originals, but here are the prints." And I'm like, "What's the difference?"
Right. Well, that was nice to give you your
picture back. Yeah. So we sat there, and I showed, and they had this. Believe it or not, for 1996, they gave me. You'd thought like Google was good now. What the guy had from space imagery printout was like, wow.
Really?
It was like 4 or 6K photograph.
Wow.
Because he said this was from the satellite imagery, and we saw the picture. I said, wow, that's really detailed from space. Looking at it. Yeah. And I showed him, from the area of view where I walked at and where I went and everything like that. And he said, well, this is going to be an ongoing investigation until we catch the guy. We might visit you again or something
Wow.
like that. And the thing about it too, Tracy, when he called me on the phone, somebody, at the time, I used to just answer because I didn't have a business or anything at the
Right.
time. I just answered the phone. And it was like, yeah, your grandmother gave me your information. And he said his name, I forgot his name, forgive me, but it's on that paper. He goes, I'm going to be wearing a brown corduroy jacket, blue jeans, black shoes, and I'll be in front of the library. That's all you need to know. And we meet there, then we'll find a place to go. So,
Yikes. That's
yeah,
scary.
Yeah. So, and he told me not to tell anybody at that time. So when I got there, he said, any place we can go. And I'm thinking like where we could talk one-on-one privately. So I went to the dean and I said, I forgot his name, but the dean, I said, yeah, he said, what's wrong? I said, well, I need a private space to talk. He goes, well, the FBI is here and they want to talk to me one-on-one privately.
Oh, wow.
He was like, oh, not a problem.
Yeah, so you
Use my office.
cooperated with the FBI for that
Yeah.
investigation. That's
It was-
super cool.
It was, I mean, doing the FBI thing, being in the Olympics. I mean, it was crazy, fun, a little pissed because of my camera being stolen.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
You know,
And you'll
a great,
do it again.
I would definitely do it again.
Very
Mishaps happen all the time, but I
I just
definitely.
hope you get your second chance at
Yeah,
holding the torch.
it was wonderful because not too many people get to actually,
Yeah.
you have to be selected just to carry that thing, but just to hold it. I mean, because I'm interested because I'm in front of the Wendy's at the Atlanta airport, holding
the
torch, and I was like, oh man, I said, wait till I tell my friends and show this and everything like that, and all I got is a story to tell you, about it, and I had to convince my boss at the time to let me stay. Just a chance to hold the torch
Yeah,
and everything
no,
like that.
was really cool.
It was definitely really cool.
Now, didn't you go to see the torch be carried somewhere? Like, did you, touch it?
did you
Did
do?
you hold it?
We didn't touch it. We went.
Okay.
'Cause
Really?
They bring it through the country that's hosting,
Mhm.
and it came through Trenton.
It did?
Oh, it
My
did?
family are like big Olympic nerds. They
I
are
didn't know that.
so into
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Olympics.
So we went down.
And I'm like the asshole because I don't really watch it.
I think we were at the Sabaros because it was right through Trenton Commons there.
Okay.
Really?
We parked in like the Commons lot and they went upstairs.
Okay.
And through there, it came through.
Mhm.
Trenton High Marching Band
Oh.
was like leading the way, playing music, and you see the torch runner coming through.
Oh, really?
And it was from a distance, but it was cool. Like I did.
Oh,
see
I
it.
didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Where did
Wow,
it come
good
from?
from.
And where
Yeah.
was it going?
I don't know.
Probably went to
Okay.
New York.
They-
Or wait, maybe it was coming from New York or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember in the paper because it was big that it was coming through Trenton. So back then they did
Yeah.
a graphic of its journey.
And
So
do
I
they
don't know.
always, is the Olympic torch always lit? Or do they put it out at the end of at the closing ceremonies?
So
To
they
extinguish it?
they light a torch. I
think
think
they
that
extinguish
goes. I don't know if it goes back to Greece or I don't think it goes to the next host country yet. But they do,
Yeah, I think the host country is last.
or they just extinguish it because the original flame is in Greece.
I don't know. We need to get Denise on the phone. We need to get our
Yeah.
sister on the horn. She's
Yeah.
like #1 Olympic
The-
official.
Official.
She knows everything about the Olympics. Very, very into it.
I'm very into it. I just want to say one more thing on
Yeah.
this before you switch over. The merch.
The merch.
Yeah, I want to tell you remember the pins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Olympic pins. Those things were like cash. I kid you not. I got tickets for them. I got free bus rides, food, because I had in the airport there was a big box of the AT&T Olympic pins, and everybody was telling me they're really hard to get. And I was like, really? So right off when I have access to that box.
Yeah.
And plus, I was cool with security, and like I said, there's so much I could tell you, but I'm not gonna tell you the whole thing. We could be here for another hour.
We only have
Yeah. But I'm going to say this in
30
1 minute. 1 minute is that when I got those AT&T pens, they were like almost worth like $20-$25. Because I remember I got on the bus one time, and the bus driver saw the pen on my thing. He goes, he literally stops the bus and goes, "Hey, how did you get that pen?" "Oh, I got it from the airport. They gave it to us." He goes, "Well, I got 2 tickets to the one of the games." I said, "I really can't go, but I'll trade you, these 2
Like,
tickets
done
for
and
handball."
done.
Wow.
And I was like,
Done
"For a
and
handball
done.
game?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Sure." And that's when it clicked on my head. I'm like,
It's just instant
Ooh.
currency.
it's the currency.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I went down, like how you did with the merch and everything. One of those Peachtree streets downtown, and there's like all the merch with the tables and all. And I went to the each merchant. I said, "Hey, can I get that?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Do you do trade?" He goes, "Yeah." So I showed him the 18 pen. He said, "Oh man," he said, "Take 3. Take 3 pens." One guy, I got a free lemonade for one. So I just had like I had a joint stack.
Stack 'em.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
wonder what
it
they're
was
worth
like
now.
it was like weed on the street.
If you were to Google
The 18th
1996 Olympics pin,
pens.
like I wonder what it's like. what
I don't
it's
even know
worth
the
right now.
value. I just figured,
Those like commemorative pins.
Pins,
People
yeah.
love those.
Love
like,
those
commemorative-
things.
Like
Yeah.
Disney pins. That's like a whole thing.
And Tracy, I really didn't care for the value of it. I just knew I was
Right.
getting a lot of free stuff for
Right.
it.
You're like,
Other
let's
people did.
go.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
that's all
mean,
that matters.
it got me through almost the entire. Those pens pretty much got me. Let me say, between my income and what my dad was sending from Washington State, because he wanted to make sure I had money while I was there. Staying at my grandma, I barely spent a dime.
Yeah.
So I was able to take my money to go to like great Six Flags over to
Yep.
Georgia
Yep.
and everything. I got free rides for the pen, and all I did was
You're the
like,
man with the commemorative pin.
Yeah, all I did was every time I took one off, I just put another one
Yeah.
on.
Always had it ready to go. Ready to
Right there,
trade.
right there, the cherry. Like, yeah.
That
But
is
yeah,
so cool.
it was cool.
So you're like an Olympic fan?
Yeah, I am. I like I do. I like some of the games, and I even like some of the surf games. Even though I wasn't able to attend, surf games because you had to travel like way out to the ocean, and from Atlanta to Savannah was like a 3-hour ride, and I wasn't able to do it. The handball was interesting. Archery was interesting.
Handball. I watched a handball
Ball.
game
Yeah, that was really
Monday
interesting.
night, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This looks like recess," and it's terrible
Yeah.
to say because these
Yeah.
athletes have
Yeah.
trained their entire life. Let's
just for handball.
And I'm like, "This looks like the playground." Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
bizarre,
And volleyball
very
is good.
entertaining.
Oh
I
yeah,
will say.
handball, volleyball. There's all very very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Entertaining. And I remember at the airport, I think a plane came in from Holland or something like that, and
Yeah.
there was the team that does not toboggan. Is it toboggan? We do with the rowboat, you do like this with the kayaking. Thank you. Rowing, kayaking, something like that. So it was a whole team, I think, from wherever country where people are like all blonde and blue eye, like Holland or Sweden. Yeah, one of the Nordic, very Nordic countries. So, so I asked. So when I go, I was told, "Can you go meet the head coach or the leader?" And I said, "Sure." What does he look like? Oh, he has blonde hair and he's wearing the yellow hat, yellow shirt. Tracy, I'm on the balcony, right? And I'm looking down, and I'm like, there's nothing but a sea of blonde hair and blue eye and yellow shirts.
Oh, that's
I was
hilarious.
Like, hilarious. And I'm like, I said, who is that? And
Take me to your leader.
Yeah, I mean, I even learned a Japanese word from the when Japan came in. I was saying hello to them. I'm just fast forwarding a lot of stuff.
Arigato?
No, she said konnichiwa.
Oh, konnichiwa, right. What's
Konnichiwa.
arigato?
I think arigato means
Thank you.
you.
All right, arigato,
Yeah,
Mr.
arigato,
Roboto.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah,
I
konnichiwa.
learned that when I
Yeah,
worked
go
at
ahead.
Disney.
Yeah, 'cause I was
Konnichiwa.
like, goodbye. She was like, oh, in Japan, we say konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I said, I'll remember that, forever. But like I said, I can go on and on. It was, so much fun.
We're going to talk about this year Olympics.
Yeah.
Thank you to Dana and Ed Lane for hosting our little family Olympic viewing party on Monday
Oh,
night. We all
okay.
went. So
Very
much fun
nice.
at their home. We had a blast, and I really got into
The
the events that we saw.
Yeah, it's
First
always
of all,
fun with people.
Let me
Yeah.
say, the trampoline event. Where's that been my whole? I've never seen that
Really?
before. That was crazy.
I didn't know there was one trampoline.
Wow.
My
That's-
You got to look it up.
You have to
I'll look
Google
And at
that
home,
on
if you
your
haven't
phone.
seen it,
Trampoline?
these people, how high? 40 feet in the air?
Like,
I didn't hear
they're
about
all
that.
the way in the sky. I don't even.
I did not hear
It's
it.
Woman
ridiculous.
today.
Okay.
And they're doing flips.
They're jumping.
I didn't know that was a sport.
On a trampoline. Who knew? But when she was jumping, whatever, doing her twist, she went straight face down like this, bounced up. I couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And then the other event that is unbelievable is the canoe slalom. Is that what it's
Yes.
Oh,
called?
yeah.
They're in this like man-made course, and the rapids are going, and they have to go between the, what are they called? Rails? I don't know. What are they?
The sticks.
I mean,
They have to go between
Gates.
the sticks, the
Gates.
gates.
Oh, the
thank
gate.
you.
Okay.
And then they have to like do
Oh,
a
wow.
complete circle around the other
Okay.
one, but they're like
Oh,
against
yeah,
the
I see
current.
now.
It's
it's
crazy.
like gymnastics and trampoline all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the heart for that.
But obviously gymnastics. That's I think the most
Yeah.
popular
Yeah.
event.
doing
What
those
did you
flips, yeah.
like? What were your
That's
What are your
awesome. I'm
favorites?
looking at
So
that.
my favorites are gymnastics,
Yeah.
Men or women's or both?
both, because they offer something different. Like the men, are just
Yeah.
their moves are just
They
so much strength and power.
in footy pajamas.
In footy
In
pajamas.
footy pajamas.
It's
they wear.
ridiculous
Oh, yeah.
what they do. And
In
then
a onesie.
the women, it's impressive for their strength too.
Yeah.
They're
We like the Olympics too.
smaller women,
Smaller.
small stature, and just them jumping and vaulting and with grace on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so all of that, it's just so impressive. So I love watching that.
I-
And like track and field events, into rugby.
Rugby was
It's
good.
very interesting.
Oh, they also have equestrian.
Yes, that's fun to
Yep.
watch.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
Have you heard the rave horse?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
like
it was
dances
Dance
to
with
like
Stars.
the rave music and the
Yeah.
dressage event.
Yes.
I didn't even know what dressage was
Was-
until I learned of the rave horse. And wow,
So
Let me-
I'm
think-
hypnotized
I
by
think
that.
that's the one. I think it was the last Olympics, maybe the one before,
Uh-huh.
that NBC had on. I was doing like the Tonight Show or something. It was Snoop and I want to say Kevin Hart.
Okay.
They're having them comment on
I'll
it.
watch anything
So
that they
this,
comment
this
on.
Comment
horse
on.
was doing its thing.
Mopsy.
And is that
Yeah.
the name? Mopsy.
Mopsy.
And Snoop was like, "Oh, horse is doing the crip walk,"
Yeah.
and just like instant like hilarious moment. And now Snoop's. He's at the Olympics now. He carried the torch.
Oh, yeah, he
in
did.
Paris.
In Paris.
So like he,
Oh, yeah.
he parlayed that into.
What did you guys think? I didn't watch the opening ceremonies on this one, so I just caught about it, and I heard a lot of backlash. I still didn't watch the whole thing, because I think they took it down.
Yeah, very controversial.
What did you
I didn't
guys?
see it either. I've just seen the
Yeah.
snippets of it after hearing about the
Yeah.
controversy. It was weird for
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
But I
Yeah.
think the opening ceremonies for the last several have been really weird.
Yeah.
Just really,
It
really
gets very
weird.
artistic.
I mean,
Yeah. Little
And-
outrageous.
And I mean,
yeah, I don't
more
know.
artistic than the French. I
French.
mean, that's like. The
Yeah,
height
I don't
of
even
it.
think that was really even French artistic.
save like the
I think they would've
artistic, but just do a crowd pleaser. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
something everybody likes. I don't know. It was just bizarre. Very bizarre to me.
Yeah, it was.
What
Is
else
that-
about the Olympic Games?
Oh.
What events are coming up that everybody wants to see?
Let me see what's going on.
Women's gymnastics.
Of course, gymnastics are
Women,
coming
yep.
up. You got
The
basketball.
finals in that.
Big
I'm
basketball?
looking forward to. They
Basketball.
added breaking as a temporary sport, breakdancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and it sounds crazy. They have the dancers. They call them like, and this is like old school, like b-boys and b-girls is how they refer to the athletes.
Okay.
Like back on the streets of New York City,
City.
when it started, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a routine. It's all improv. There's a
Oh.
DJ. Will play music. They don't know what the song will be, what the mix will be, and
Oh,
they
wow.
just have to
Dance to it.
dance to it, and I assume just get judged and scored on it.
Oh, wow.
And there's a
That's
men's
tough.
and women's. Yeah, it's
I'll
gonna
make
be
it
crazy.
tough.
Here's
Yeah.
my other observation. A lot of the events seem to have like a DJ playing. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's just the things that we were watching, like the
Oh,
Well,
canoe
actually,
thing,
actually, even the
background.
opening,
skateboard. I was like,
Yeah.
believe it or not,
yeah,
the
it's
opening
like-
ceremonies,
it's like
when I
a
saw the
rave
snippet,
in Paris. Is
the-
every Olympics like this with like the DJs?
No, I don't- I think
How
it's
many
something new.
DJs are at the Paris Olympics?
there was one at the opening ceremonies because the one lady, like I said, just like Tracy, I saw the snippets
Sorry.
of, and yeah, it was really weird. I was weirded out by even looking at the snippets, but I noticed that there was a DJ machine next to the woman that was wearing the blue. She was like this big,
Yeah.
and like that. There was like a DJ
Well,
machine.
maybe you could be a DJ at the LA Olympics.
Well, yeah.
Get on that. Yeah, let's get mix it up.
And you know the surfboarding, they had to have it in Tahiti.
In Tahiti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
I was thinking, like, why all the way in Tahiti? But then it
Yeah.
dawned on me, like, French Polynesia. Like, they
Yeah.
own that. So
Own that. Yeah.
who knew? It took me a minute to put two and two together.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour trip on the plane to Tahiti. But you're right, it's the French
Did you
Polynesia.
see that one photo of
Oh, the guy
that
floating in the
He's, like,
air.
walking on the water?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
it's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Like-
Yeah,
And I thought,
I
like,
saw
The
that.
shot of a
Yeah,
lifetime.
lifetime.
That
I'm like,
photographer.
Yeah.
I thought he wiped out, and that was just him kind of like
Floating in the yeah.
But he crushed his ride,
Yeah.
and he was done,
Done.
and he just went up over it and just launched like that.
And
it's
he went like this,
perfect. Like,
and it was a
Coolest
perfect picture.
photo
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have ever seen.
That's the reason you have to have those cameras that could take like 20 pictures a second.
That's what he said. He was just taking like what 20 frames a second.
second,
He was
yeah.
getting, just getting.
Because you never know what's happening, so you just
Awesome photo.
Photo.
When is women's gymnastics? When can we look
see.
forward to viewing that?
tomorrow, I believe, because the men had their all around
Okay.
today. So I think the women have their all around tomorrow, which is your top contenders that can do good on all of the different apparatuses. Apparati?
There it is.
Apparatus.
And it's individual, so it's an individual person winning a medal.
Okay.
So you kind of add up all your scores from these events, and the highest score wins.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well,
And
I
then-
hope
the
the
men-
kid on the pommel horse, I forget his name. I'm sorry. I forget. Do you remember his name?
Stephen Podorowski.
It's just the
something.
cutest little thing with his little glasses
He
and his footy
was amazing.
pajamas, and he goes and does his thing. You go, boy.
I saw. So if you haven't seen it, this guy, this is his event. This is his only event, and he's like the best at it on the team. And he crushed it in the team event Monday, and he was the last one to go. I guess that's all random how they do it, but he happened to be the last one. So the whole time he's there, he's got like thick glasses on. He used to wear goggles in college, but he's there and his eyes are closed and he's just going through his routine in his mind. Like everyone else is like doing all this stuff, and he's just like
He's
waiting
in
for
the
his
zone.
turn.
In the zone.
He crushed it, and that solidified third place for them.
So they medaled, and I understand they haven't medaled in many years, since like the early 2000s.
I think 2008 was the last time they medaled.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so U.S. Olympics tweeted out, "Not all heroes wear capes."
Oh,
And
some
thi-
wear glasses.
And his girlfriend
Right.
like retweeted, so like some wear glasses and put like the glass emoji. And that's his girlfriend posting that.
That is
That was the cutest
so
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Do
That's
you know
right.
our sister is the number one fan for the U.S. Olympics? Team USA. She's like
Really?
their number one fan on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
really?
put it on there. She like gets badges and stuff. Like,
Whoa.
she's like really into the Olympics.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's their top fan. I'm sorry.
Pretty
that's what
impressive.
Really,
she is.
top fan.
Top fan. Yeah, I want to get her something. We should get her a shirt. We should have a T-shirt made for her, and give it to her at the closing ceremony. You know she's gonna make us watch the closing ceremony.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
But the
Yeah.
party we
Sure.
went to Monday was so fun, Ruben. We all brought like French
Oh, yeah?
foods.
Oh yeah, yeah, baguettes and.
Yeah. It was like
I
all
agree.
French themed.
Cheeses,
It was
cheese
so
and
cool.
donuts, French
Believe it
toast.
or not, there's a French restaurant slash pastry in North Brunswick at a shopping center. I had a donut that was filled with I think a caramel cream,
Ooh.
and it had like a caramel topping onto it. It was good, but I don't know about paying $5 for a donut. But
How much?
it was $5.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it was like $1 or $2, and I got on two.
Making a dollar donut.
Yeah, but it was a French restaurant.
Speaking of food.
yeah.
We got flavor of the week.
Oh, that's right.
Real,
Let's go to the
real
flavor.
quick story. Just gotta mention Duncan.
Oh yeah.
Melissa and I were at the Trenton Farmers Market
Yeah.
on Saturday, waiting at the Pied Piper.
Uh-huh.
So we got some. They make awesome donuts. So we're
Oh,
waiting
the
there, and
Pied
they had to
Piper.
take a number.
Uh huh.
So we're in there, and there's a guy, two small kids, 8, 10 years old maybe, and he goes, "Oh, we gotta wait. We're gonna get the donuts." And the kid's like, "Oh, can't we just go to Dunkin'?"
Oh,
So
kids.
we just start laughing, like giggling at the guy, and like he kind of looks at me. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "It's okay, it's all right." He goes, "These kids have no etiquette."
No, I got
They
Where's this
don't
place
know.
at called Pied Piper?
Pied Piper in the Trenton Farmers Market.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I think I know.
They do pierogies also.
Okay.
Ooh, yum.
A lot of baked goods. It's kind of near the intersection.
Oh, okay.
Towards Pulaski Meats.
Okay.
Which is great, by the way.
Good friend of ours,
Yes.
Pulaski Meats. Shout out to Pulaski
Yes.
Meats. What's up?
Okay.
We already had dinner planned, or else we would have got a ring of the double smoked kielbasa from them.
You know
Oh,
what's up.
okay.
Yeah.
Pulaski Meats, Trent Farmers Market.
Pulaski Meats.
All right, well,
All right.
these kids, ignorant. They don't know
Yeah.
good donuts. I'm
No.
sorry, Dunkin' Donuts is probably the worst donut I've ever had.
I have to admit, they're not like they used to be. Yeah.
No.
Because I remember as a kid going into Dunkin' Donuts in the 80s, you used to actually smell them
They would
baking
make
it.
them there.
Make them.
They made them.
They
Now
made
they're
them
delivered.
right now. Believe it or not,
Wow.
I found out. I found out the little DL on Dunkin' Donuts from doing Uber driving at the time. I picked up a couple of warehouse workers that actually worked for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And he goes, I said, yeah, I work for Dunkin' Donuts. I said, oh, do you make the donuts? He says, no, I just store them on the trucks. I said, you store them on the trucks? I was trying to figure out, like, store them on the trucks. And he was telling me, he said, yeah, they make everything here, and then they freeze them, and then they load them onto these tractor
They
trailers.
freeze them, huh?
Yeah, and then what they do is when you get them to the, like when the little smaller trucks, I guess they have like little tiny distribution centers. There's like this one big one, and then they have trucks that send them out. Sometimes you see when you go to Dunkin' Donuts here, it's like a big truck
Right,
comes
the
in.
deliveries, yeah.
Yeah, they're from that distribution center. I forget, it's somewhere in North Jersey, and they put them on the truck, frozen or chilled or something like that. And then what they do is when you bring them to the store, they have a machine that kind of defrosts the donut, and then they put them on the shelf. So they do it like 5 in the morning or something like that. So they don't even make the donuts
It's a shame.
Wow.
at all. It's just defrost it.
Well, you can tell because they're
Yeah.
awful.
Yep, they're not like they used to be.
Dreadful. Yeah, for sure. Even their coffee too. It's just always different. Like
Inconsistent.
it's so
Yes.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So the one on
Dunkin', I don't
33
know what you're doing.
in Mercerville
Mm-hmm.
is the most consistent, a very good Dunkin'. I am
Okay.
anti-Dunkin' because of its inconsistent.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's good, I love it. I'm not a
Right.
coffee snob. I'll drink whatever. But I will turn my nose up at it because it's so inconsistent. Like,
Yes.
all right, we'll try it.
I-
But only from that one.
one.
Yeah.
Was always a Dunkin' girl. No more. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
I'm a Starbucks girl, but I know no matter what Starbucks I go into, my order
Yeah.
it's going to taste exactly the same.
Sometimes
every
they get
time.
4 pumps, 5, and it's super sweet to begin with. So you
Oh.
put an extra pump in, think you're doing a favor.
Right, but
It's
they're not.
undrinkable.
No,
It's undrinkable,
I know.
yeah.
Jen just turned me on though to 7-Eleven.
Oh,
They
coffee?
have this brewing machine. It brews like cappuccinos, lattes, all the iced hot. You select your little thing, you put your cup down, and it brews it fresh right there. And it's like the medium is $2.23, and then the large is $2.55.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, like
Well,
at Starbucks,
it's
it's
just-
like $6.50 for a drink.
Yeah,
Like,
it's right.
yeah, forget
It's crazy.
it. I'm done.
And like with the Dunkin' Donuts and like Starbucks, if they're a franchise and everything, they have a rule that they're supposed to follow step by step. So you
Right.
should have a consistency no matter what Dunkin' Donuts you
Yeah,
go into and
they're
whatever
not, though.
Starbucks you go into. It's supposed to be a consistency.
Right.
But somebody's, like you said, they think you're doing you a favor, but they don't know the strength of that flavoring, like caramel or cherry, whatever you put in your
I don't
coffee.
want that.
Yeah, I just want just 1 or 2 pumps. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to WTF. What's the flavor
Flavor.
tonight?
What's
we have
the flavor?
Pop Daddy pretzels. These are bold snacks made with big heart. We
Big
got
heart.
A little glance at the Pop Daddy
Dun,
pretzels.
dun, dun.
These are
And they're from Alley.
Inspired by Parent Brewing Company beer cheese, crafted in Michigan.
Oh.
So let's get into it. Allie, thank you
Oh
for
wait,
these.
Thank you.
can I do a shameless plug real quick?
Yeah, shameless plug. Go.
Speaking of Michigan, if you're in the 8th district in Michigan, this has nothing to do with Tracy. It's going to say vote for Anthony Hudson. He's running for U.S. Congress.
Oh, Anthony Hudson.
from
All right, vote for
Michigan.
Anthony Hudson.
Yeah,
I
vote
met
for Anthony Hudson, and he's
Super
running.
Cool guy.
And
District
he's
in Michigan.
8th district in Michigan, where is Flint. So he wants to change things around to make things
Yeah.
better for that area district, and he's fighting for it. As he did as he was running for president, but he's going to do the same for the as U.S. Congress for the state of Michigan. So on August 6th, vote for Anthony Hudson, 8th district, Michigan.
All right. Well, Cheers.
Cheers.
Hudson, good luck in
luck,
your
Anthony.
run. Now,
Okay, here we go.
I don't like the smell of these. They smell weird.
So these are typical
yeah.
pretzel stick.
Pretzel stick.
You can-
Pretzel stick.
It looks like there's a
Pretzel stick.
lot of flavoring on them.
Cheese.
Flavoring powder, which not
Cheese.
a fan
Peas.
They smell weird. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, they do.
of. Cheesy.
Cheese.
Yeah.
It's probably 'cause
Oh, but they taste good.
Oh. Oh, damn, that's good.
yeah. Ah. Wow. Thank you, Allie.
Great pick, Allie. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
good
Yeah.
pick, Allie.
These are fantastic.
Hey, can you imagine you get pulled over and the officer goes, "Have you been drinking?" No, officer.
These are my beer cheese.
I swear, it's just the beer cheese.
Just the beer cheese.
Oh my God.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, what do you rate it?
Me, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I think I'm an 8 too. I
gonna give it an
like a little thin pretzel stick like this.
Yeah.
I like the size of the pretzel, and it's, sometimes we try
Oh my
these
gosh.
things and they have like no flavor.
Flavor
like
at
the
all.
chips have like no taste.
Yeah. Only reason I give it 8 because I don't, even though it tastes really good,
A little stale maybe.
it may be a little stale, but that's probably not on them because we had it for a while.
Right.
And I can't really judge on the smell again because it's been packed, and
I have this again.
Yeah.
I'm going back.
yeah, bring it back.
Heat
Yeah.
it up for another.
So
But-
I'll give it a.
Pop
All right, 8.
Daddy
Here's 8.
pretzels.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
9? Okay.
It's delicious, and then not like super in your face cheese.
Yeah.
Like white cheddar, like all over.
Right.
Great flavor. The
Yeah,
only,
you know-
the only
you know-
thing I know that's where the flavor is, but that powder.
The powder.
That's a little annoying.
You're annoying.
I know they can't always bake it in, but that's the
Only
only
thing.
con. on
Yeah, I don't like the. No, this is kind of
Oh.
opposite though, because usually when something smells good, and then the aftertaste is bad.
it. Right,
But
the
this right here
smell
is well off,
Gouda
but it tastes pretty
cheese.
good. Oh, it's Buddha cheese.
Gouda cheese.
Oh, Gouda
powder.
cheese. That's why.
It's a Gouda.
It's
Gouda
good.
cheese.
It's different. It's yummy.
Because Gouda cheese does have that unique, smell to it.
Yeah,
Like kind of tangy.
It's very
Tangy
Gouda.
Gouda.
yeah.
Very Gouda.
Very
Good
good.
pick,
Gouda
All right,
cheese.
these are great. Give these
Yeah.
a try, man. These Pop Daddies.
Okay. I don't know where
And
Ali got
this
those
is the
from.
Beer
but-
cheese flavor. I think she ordered them on TikTok Shop. I want to say.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ali, but we opened it.
Crushing them, girl. You missed it.
We
I
tried.
want to get the TikTok Swedish candies. Like, have you seen those?
no,
That's trending. I want to get my hands on some of those.
like
We're gonna try those.
fish.
No, they're an assortment of all different kinds.
Oh, actually,
Oh.
from Sweden, not like just.
Right, correct. Like,
Gotcha.
they're apparently very big on candy. Though.
candy.
They've got it's specialty candy.
Yeah.
Lingonberry is big there.
Yeah, we should.
Went to IKEA a few weeks ago. That's how I know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What's that? Lingonberry, what?
So they have hardtack candies, like mixed
Mm-hmm.
with like lingonberry.
Uh-huh.
They had we
Ooh.
stopped at the snack machine or the snack bar, and I had to try the Swedish meatballs.
How were they?
Very good.
Very good.
And they give you, I thought it was cranberry sauce, but it's a lingonberry jelly in there.
Oh.
Nice sweet with the savory. And we got some fountain drinks.
Oh, okay.
Around
Wow.
cola,
Oh.
lemon,
Sounds like
lingonberry,
good.
like all like
Lingonberry.
their own stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Lingonberry soda.
Wait, what was the name of this place?
IKEA.
Oh,
Yeah,
IKEA.
what's the name of this place? Yeah, this little place called IKEA. I don't even heard of them.
Boutique I discovered.
covered.
I never even heard of them. This little place, little outfit I called IKEA.
I'll probably go to IKEA.
IKEA. It's
IKEA.
called pronounced IKEA
I don't know.
or IKEA.
Just found it.
Oh, IKEA or something like that.
Like
'Cause-
elite furniture.
is it the one in Newark? Near Newark?
I went to one in Conshohocken.
Oh, okay. Gosh, okay.
Okay.
I'll go there and just to try that. Just walk in there. Yeah,
I've never been to an IKEA.
I have. It's like a
Now?
big warehouse.
You are.
I am. I need to go to IKEA
Yeah.
Yeah.
field trip.
You do
One
a
in
field trip
Conshohocken,
IKEA.
They're renovating a section, so there's a big section because you walk through all these like settings of
Yeah, it's
rooms
huge.
and everything. So they're redoing it. So you would miss a good section right now, but there's one
When it's done.
in Philly and Elizabeth, Newark.
Newark.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I will plan a field trip to IKEA.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
That's going on my
Hey.
bucket list for the summer.
Ashley, since it's during the Olympics, with the Paris thing, maybe we should try flavors from other countries.
You should. I should get
You
that
would think
box again. You know,
Maybe a
how we
different
got
country?
That box with like different countries.
Yeah.
What was it, like Christmas?
Christmas
things?
time. Yeah, I'm gonna look
Christmas
around.
things from all
But
countries?
what I might do is, if I know we have everybody here, and yeah, I'll see.
I don't know when we're all going to be here again. Everybody's got like so much going on. Summer's like turned out to be super busy.
Yeah, it has. I know. Believe it or not, this month for August for me,
Yeah.
is usually dead. But I'm like,
I know.
I'm busy.
Everybody's so busy.
Busy this month. You know, I'm not complaining. But
I know. I
yeah.
guess it's good. It's keeping us out of trouble, I suppose.
Keep us out of trouble. Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Because I was thinking like, you know, maybe I'll get like 2 or 3 of those donuts from the French bakery, get different flavors.
Yeah.
You know,
Let me know.
you
I'll give you the
try-
money for it.
Try.
WTF will pay for them.
WTF will pay for them.
All right, well, guys, I mean, hard
Yeah.
to believe, but that's our hour.
Oh, that's the hour.
Do we
Oh.
have any extra time? Can I give my
Yeah, sure. Give
WTF
2 cents.
moment?
Yeah, what's your WTF?
Oh, yeah, what's your
moment of
go
the
ahead,
week?
go ahead.
So
Tell us.
It's actually from the week prior, but it's
Mm-hmm.
close enough. I went to a concert
Nuh-uh.
in Philly. Steve Miller,
Ooh.
Journey, Def Leppard.
No.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
I think air guitar me at 12 years old was going.
No,
nuts.
Yeah.
Steve Miller, like, he was the greatest in town. I played all of them. But amazing. So we're getting there with my buddy Joe.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, can you imagine if your last concert was in 1987?
Wow.
These people like the tops of the chart, and you haven't been to a concert since, and like you're coming to this, just like
Wow.
so much has changed in
Changed.
concerts, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
So just as we're just chatting in there, joking around, before Def Leppard comes on, I go to the bathroom, and Joe stayed in the seats, so I'm waiting in line, and we're going up. So I get to the door, I'm like second in line. I can see people in there. There's a guy at the urinal, and so he's going, and I see all white Reebok high tops, like with the padding on the top, the skinny acid washed white jeans, tight, but clean, like not like they're 40 years old. I think he just made them.
Right.
Black T-shirt. He had the old school like trucker hat, all black, and you could see like hair, darker hair, like longer over his shoulders. I'm like,
Wow.
oh, look at this guy. So he turns around and he's bucking up. His face, it looked like he looked that way like in middle school, like those kids that looked 38 in middle school.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
way, like mustache, like just mustache, long hair, and the hat on. I'm like, oh my god, this guy, this is perfect. So he turns around, I look at his T-shirt, and it just says, "To-do list. Your mother is crossed out."
Oh.
This is the guy. This is the guy who last was at a concert in '87, and now he's
Yeah.
here tonight. I'm like, I found that, and I'm
Oh, wow.
laughing out loud to myself in the line for the bathroom. I don't know what the hell people were thinking I was doing.
Things
But I'm
to
like,
do.
I'm like, this cannot be real.
The same
Where
person.
did this guy come from? I ran back to see. I had to tell Joe and describe this guy.
He was like a skit.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was like it would have been perfect just with that. But that shirt,
Yeah.
to-do list, your mother cross. I'm like,
No,
oh
no.
my god,
Wow.
perfect.
Burn. That's great.
So thank
That's
you for
funny.
letting me.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome.
That's
No, that's
awesome.
that's a good WTF
Yeah.
moment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
You know, they're usually negative.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
road
Annoying,
rage. Like,
frustrating.
oh, I should have
That's-
punched this person. This
that's
was like a.
super
Oh.
cool.
Well, it don't have to be negative, you know.
Super cool.
But we,
Mine are all negative. Comments. So we're just going to end the show on a high note with that.
Yeah.
Where was
All
that
right.
at? Where was that show?
Citizens Bank Park.
Citizens
Bank
Oh,
Park.
Big venue.
Yeah. And it was mostly filled. There were some gaps, but it was a great crowd. And these all the bands sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. That's cool.
and that was about some memories, you know.
It really
Oh,
did. It really did.
Yeah.
And it was the first one of those like nostalgia shows with these older bands. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they're gonna sound like crap. It's just a money grab. They're going up there.
Yeah.
They all sounded amazing. Steve Miller looked amazing.
Did he?
Never knew what he looked like before.
As
You
good
never
as-
saw
did
him.
was he as good as Mick Jagger? Still is.
So
He looks. He's not as gaunt as Mick Jagger. Like very old. But the guy's 80,
yeah.
and he's still up there playing. Like he doesn't run around, but sings great, plays great still.
Mick Jagger still runs around, and
I
he
know.
still sounds amazing.
My friend Joe, who I went with, had just seen the Stones
Yeah.
in Lincoln Financial.
God.
He's like,
Wow.
He was just saying the same thing. Mick
Unbelievable.
Jagger still running around the whole time.
Unbelievable.
I'm like,
Unbelievable.
There's no way this guy
And
can
I
do
saw
that.
him like 10 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's like, I mean, I think he's like 82 now.
82, 83, somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought at 72, I'm like, wow, this guy's,
Wow.
you know, crazy, jumping all around. Like, it's just the energy.
The energy is
I
like,
have
wow.
I'm 35. I don't have that much
I'm like,
energy.
Back hurts watching him.
But yeah,
I
I
know.
know, right? Oh, I pulled my back out watching Mick Jagger.
I was like,
And,
oh,
but not only that, but they sounded tremendous too. They
Mm-hmm.
like really sounded just like the albums. Like,
well, you know,
exactly.
it's kind of neat that they can still perform, you know, like that. You know, I mean, look what happened with Phil Collins. He can't perform anymore. you know.
The Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
can't
Hall and Oates
perform.
performing. Yeah.
due to whatever
Well,
litigation between
yeah.
them, some
Yeah.
silly stuff. And I love Hall & Oates. I would love
Yeah.
to see Hall & Oates.
You got to look up. I have the number. I'll give it to you. It's called Call & Oates.
Okay.
And you call this toll-free number, and it's like, oh, for Rich Girl, press 1. And you get a little blurb of the song when you need a little Hall & Oates touch.
No way.
No,
Oh, really?
Call & Oates.
Calling
I
Oates.
love that.
And of course, you
that.
can get on your phone right at the, probably a little quicker, but it's just that,
I love Hall & Oates.
It's a little cooler
man.
that
There's
way.
so many good songs.
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I hope they get it together,
Yeah.
and guys, get back together. Come on,
Yeah.
have a victory tour.
Yeah.
Although
exactly.
Daryl Hall played recently in Philly.
What though? What did he play? He can't play any of their songs.
He played them all.
Oh.
I guess he owns them, or half of them, so they
Yeah.
both can still play them if they
Play
want
'em.
to.
I don't know. That's so messy, guys. Get it together. Come on,
It
make
is.
up, make up,
'Cause
and go on a world
yeah.
tour.
Don't
Oh,
let
yeah.
your songs sit there and collect dust.
Such good
Yep.
stuff. All right, guys. Well,
All right.
next
Let me
week
get-
we'll talk about my cruise, my vacation. That was so much fun. The piano bar there. That was a good time.
Oh. Love a good piano bar.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been to like a piano bar like that, where the bar is like around the piano. It's a very small, like little bar, like
Oh,
around the piano.
nice.
Very like, you know.
Very intimate feel.
Yes. Best
That's
time
gotta be better, yeah.
ever. Absolutely best time ever. We'll get
Nice.
into that another day. We got to go. We're out of time. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching WTF with Tracy and Friends. WTF with Tracy and Friends is brought to you courtesy of Hamilton Radio. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And tune back in next Wednesday with another episode of WTF with Tracy and Friends. The most fun you can have on a Wednesday with your clothes on